Okay, so we pulled up on this green outside the towers. Basically, we had a chat with a local, and she said that there's a pub at the foot of these towers, which we just flew over there. Curry House is not too far away as well. These towers they're going to smack down at some point in the future. Well, in the near future, as in the next probably 10 years or so. So these towers, I believe, were involved in the processing of petrol in some way. Obviously, cooling down water. And then they were involved in the process of biomethane production, as I understand. And then that fell out of favour, and they are earmarked to be brought down to the ground. So we have the drone in insane mode, and we're just scooting around. Sorry about the quick your movements, but I just wanted to get in something before the sun sets. I actually took off just after sunset, so there's limited light. I know this drone's got really good low light performance, so you will be able to see fairly good visuals, but in the end it wasn't ideal in terms of weather. There's a bit of cloud, and obviously starting to get dark. I needed to keep good visual line of sight at all times, so that was becoming tricky. So I thought, rather than fly into the tower or anything, let's just cut it short. But I think I got most of the footage I wanted. I couldn't get as close as I'd want because obviously the drone started to disappear, and that's not ideal. So yeah, for those of you new to drone flying, like myself, so you can fly FPV in this country. An FPV flying means you're looking at your screen on your mobile, or you're looking through FPV goggles, or you're looking through the controller, which has an LCD built in. That's fine to fly like that, but you must have an observer next to you that maintains visual contact with the drone at all times, and also can communicate with you, and you brief them about what to look out for, etc. So, the drone code is really flexible for things like that. It's not a blanket no for FPV, which I think is ruddy good. So when I pulled up into, just parked next to the screen here, a kid ran out. I just preempted any conversation. I just said to him, look, do you want to tell me anything? And he was like kind of quiet and that. And I said, basically, I'm going to fly a drone over the towers. You're welcome to watch if you want. And that's it now. Please don't disturb me. And I just cracked on with it. So I gave him the good news, as it were, And that's it, really, So there are lots of interesting places around Widnes that I want to film. It's quite an interesting little town. It's not super ugly or anything. It's got some nice bits to it. You could say it's beautiful in its ugliness, as one person told me. There is a stench though. I didn't smell it, but apparently residents say it used to be much worse when there's a lot more industry. Now, where the stench remains, whether it's locked in the air, which seems rather unlikely, or locked in the ground, which seems a bit more likely, and then is released slowly. Don't know, but they used to have plants, I think, they used to process bones off animals and make gelatinix, I think it's called locally. So even though that's no longer done, it was a smelly affair. I'm not going to say these are monstrosities, even though that they are. They are beautiful, aren't they? They're almost organic. It would be a shame to take them down. What would you like to see here using these structures? I mean, could it be converted into housing? Don't know. Nightclub? Don't know. Open air theatre? Don't know. Observatory? But at the end of the day, people living next door to these things, they might feel them a bit. What's the word? It's not intimidating. It's like, got the word, oppressive. It's just like people living by mountains. We us folk, if we don't have any mountains nearby, we think, beautiful mountains. But people who live, like surrounded by mountains, can feel they're quite oppressive. So it's always another side to the story, isn't it? So I would have loved to fly actually over these towers, but just for safety's sake, I couldn't do what I wanted to do really. So I just did what I was capable of doing, whilst remaining safe. So there's green I took off from around here. It's pretty much under the drone. So as you can see, night is sort of closing in soon. The sunset has really started to get underway, but I was able to, see the drone, see where it was headed, which is necessary for safe flight. So just check out the little bits of sciencey stuff I put on the last video about water towers. So they kind of give you a view, if you didn't know, like myself, what they actually did. So that it seems like a waste of energy, but it's easy for us to bandy about these words when we don't know the process. So and you can see the gorgeousness of the lights and the way that the drone picks them up. I think there's something gorgeous about filming, at dusk. When you get when the lights sort of are able to shine really, that you wouldn't see in the daylight. I think it's just beautiful, isn't it? So let's just pan down, see what else we've got, and I think start to think about bringing this drone back. Obviously, it's dark because it's pointing down, and there's not much light, but yeah, it also depends on which angle. So there's me down there somewhere. There we are. And we're just finding our landing spot. And we bring the drone back onto a manhole cover on the green. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for different videos, and take care of yourselves. And if you're flying, fly safely, follow the drone's code. And this is me and Jimmy signing out. Bye.